because it's trying to create a party to start a stream.
Oh, okay. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back.
Alright, do you want to make the squad or me?
I'm in the process of making it.
Alright.
Why is my stream so lagging? I think that's why I'm lagging. It's like trying to... But... Also, if you haven't noticed, there's boobs in my profile picture for YouTube. I'm surprised my channel hasn't been taken down.
Does it actually show?
Yeah. Legit does.
Oh, okay. You might want to change that.
I mean, I'd make it this far.
Yeah, but once you, like, if you actually, you know, really focus on YouTube and you want to, like, make it bigger, you have to change it.
That's good. Okay, you make fun of Oh, wait, no. I got it. Wait. Is that actually gonna work?
I mean, I
Hey,
can...
there we go.
Oh,
No, I got it. I'll invite you though.
Alright.
I had to close the stream too.
Can I join through the party? I can.
I'm gonna name it Talking About IC Issues on Killing Floor 2 with Scorp.
I just said talking about stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to just talk about IC, we can talk about other things too.
Yeah, but that's the main one I want to get out there.
I mean, what else is there to talk about?
We can just run through what we said before, because this one would be like official.
I mean, as far as like, this isn't really like a bad thing about IC, but this is more of just like, in general.
It's like airing grievances kind of deal, yeah.
Yeah, tag teams in IC. The reason that didn't go as planned this year is because you can't have managers in a tag team match, and the only way to do it with the commentators is to make a 6-man tag match and then get yourselves eliminated. And
the servers aren't good
up to par, yeah.
Yeah. Servers don't exactly withstand.
Yeah, so hopefully the servers. Hopefully the servers are at least somewhat an improvement on 2K18.
You know they're not gonna be.
Look, if it's just I can do a triple threat without there being lag and somebody's connection is really that bad, that's good enough for me. As long as it's an improvement.
Yeah, good point. And do you want to run through what we said in the other stream? Just like kind of quickly skim through it?
Sure.
Ooh. Oh no. Wow.
So we're gonna start.
Come out, evil monsters. Right. We won't hurt you.
Well, let's start with the drama part.
Oh, fuck, I'm lagging, dude.
So with the drama, the only reason that there's drama or anything is because people like to say things like I hate so and so. You suck at this game, and then the other person will.
Usually I'm in that conversation for a reason.
Usually people like come back with a response. They'll try to defend it, and then it just goes back and forth. And that's where the drama starts. It doesn't start because of the chat. It starts because of the people. Yeah. Like, if the chat wasn't there, yeah, there would be less drama maybe, but the people have to be in the chat for the drama. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I want to talk about the whole GM thing when I first joined? And
sure.
just kind of get that out there?
Sure, you can start with that.
So basically, what had happened is that when I'm at Scorp, I was running my own league. So what had happened was I was in this other league, and that kind of went a little sour. So I basically took all that league's members and made my own, which kind of went belly up after a little bit. So I met Scorp because he messaged me. I don't know why I'm here, I'm not spending any money. To say that, hey, you know, he said that I saw your league and that I think it's cool, and he said that if I needed help, I'd message him.
Right.
So, you know, me being, like, I've run successful leagues before, and me thinking to myself, oh, this could be good for me in my league. You know, I'm not stupid. I've done this how many times before. I'm thinking, oh, you know what? I'll message this guy, because I looked at his league and I said, well, okay, he's got a decent following, and he's got X amount of people in his league, and X in his chat, this and the other.
Is there a way to turn on a flashlight in this game?
I'm about to shut the pod.
There is.
Down arrow.
That's money.
Down on D-pad.
I threw a grenade and I threw fucking money, but, so I messaged him. And we were in, we were talking about, you know, combining leagues. And my first perception of it was that him and I would run it 50-50 down the middle. Obviously that's not what happened. Looking back on it, I can kind of understand why Scorp didn't want to do it, because he'd be risking a whole lot more. At the time, I was pretty pissed because I felt like I was being cheated, but I realize now, looking back on it, why you did what you did, and you said what you said. So what ended up happening was we went on to an agreement that I would be the GM of a brand, which was going to be like a developmental brand. Now, I had kind of mixed feelings about that. I was kind of like bipolar about it, because I wanted to do it, but I didn't want my brand to be looked at as lesser, just because I know what I can do in terms of a leader and a GM, so I didn't want to be looked at as the lesser brand, which kind of ended up, what happened. So it ended up being Scorp was the GM of one show, the Monday show. I was the GM of the Wednesday show. DJ was the GM of the Friday show.
Yeah.
Now I had all of one like real show. We're talking about, like I said, my show's gonna be a developmental system, which I was kind of happy about. Like I said, I wanted to do a developmental because I still think it's a cool concept, and I still like to do something like that, because I do believe it's a cool concept. But the fact that your brand be looked at as lesser, that's where I had problems. So I did it, and what ended up happening was I had one show, and then Scorp had some rules I didn't necessarily agree with, so I just chose not to follow them, and naturally what had happened was he just kiboshed the whole brand. After that,
I mean, I think I don't regret. I don't regret what I did, but I think the brand should have stayed there. I should have just got somebody else to like run it or something like that. But because a developmental thing, yeah, it's cool, and you know, I never say never. Maybe we'll see something like that in 2K18. But as far as like the rules and stuff, yeah, you know that what you did was not right, not following the rules, and you knew about the rules, and if you didn't like them, then you should have, you know what I mean, like not taken that position.
Looking back on it, could I have handled it better? Yes. Would I change what I did? No, because to this day I still don't agree with those rules that you had. I would have handled it better now than just saying I'm not going to follow your rules, fuck you. Would I have followed them nowadays? No, I still wouldn't, because I just don't agree with it. But like I said, I would handle it better now. So did I stay in after the whole Wednesday Warfare thing went belly up the first time? Did I stay, or did I leave? I can't remember. I think I stayed as like just a competitor.
Yeah, well, I think the first time I think you were just fired, completely, and then you came back.
No, no, it was just a brand
Was it?
that, yeah, and I think the way it went was.
By the way, is the audio good, Sean?
Yeah, I don't know what my audio is at.
Alright.
I'm actually going to the fucking thing. Just bring that down. I think what had happened was I was very salty about stuff in my brand hand. So I was on the ropes on whether I'd want to continue with. At the time, that was like after you and I had become like better friends in that, and we got to know each other better.
Right.
So I wasn't gonna like stop talking to you or nothing at the time. I think I did consider it for a while, just being like fuck it and just leaving, just removing everybody. Which I did end up doing at one point, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, so then that happened. I stayed as a competitor, which was what I thought at the time was against my better judgment. So after that, like I said, I was a competitor, and then what happened after that? Was it? I think what happened after that was we were in talks about bringing the brand back for a while. We brought it back for like a week,
yeah,
a couple days.
You had like one show, and it like you only had like one match or something like that.
I had like 2 matches or something there, but at that time, like all 3 brands were fucking struggling.
Yeah.
Because no one was showing up, so it's not really any different.
Yeah.
And then.
And that's why that's one reason why IC is like always stopped me like in the middle of the year or something, because that's one reason, but another reason is there's not enough content in the game.
Like, I think we can both agree that we've both lied about our intentions to each other on multiple occasions, and what our thoughts were and stuff. But after that, Warfare was done, and it didn't come back, and I was fine with that because it caused more problems than it was worth. And I just thought to myself, like, you know what, fuck it, I'm not gonna bother. I'm not even gonna bring it up anymore.
Right.
So after that, everything was decent. We can move on to the brand split, where it was me and you versus Murder and DJ.
Right.
Now that was going great until
I actually, I'm gonna be completely honest. That draft and stuff, that's the most fun I had in that entire year.
I know, and I had a lot of fun there too, until I got in the party with DJ, and him and I were talking. We were cool. Like, we were just bullshitting, and then it was him or me that brought up the draft, and then he had said like, "Oh, well, it shouldn't have been done when I wasn't there."
And it shouldn't have. He's right.
Yeah, and I did agree with him, and I did say to you at the time, like, well, we should wait for DJ. And we both did ask Murda, like, do you want to wait for DJ? And I'll never blame Murda for this, because, you know, I'm not going to throw him under the bus.
Right.
But he just said, alright, well, whatever, let's just do it. So DJ had said to me, and again, I'll let him know this one, he brought up the fact that it shouldn't have happened. And I did agree with him. But then he went on to the fact, oh, well, I should have, like, he said that I should have stopped it. Well, there's nothing I could have done to stop it. He said, well, you should have said to Scorp, like, either we stop this or I quit. But, I mean, and I've said this to Scorp before, and I'll say it again, and Scorp will agree with it, nothing I would have said would have stopped that draft. And I said that to DJ. I said to him, I said, that's how Scorp is, he's not going to stop it just because I'm gone. And then that started the whole thing, but DJ's saying, oh, how do you know? And, like, in my opinion, DJ's still in the wrong about that. He was really childish about the whole scenario. But in my opinion, it's what DJ has been vocalized more more than often.
Okay, I love DJ, you know, not in a gay way, but
yeah.
you know what I mean. And he's a great friend and everything. But as far as that situation, I think he could have handled that, like his emotions and whatnot, a little better. But I see where he's coming from even today. Like, yeah,
Yeah, but
what I did wasn't
do
right
too, but
either.
his whole point was I should have quit, and that would not have stopped anything. But he thought it would. That's why that whole situation came out.
Right.
So then it came to the fact.
Do you want to invite Ghost to the party?
Not really, I'll be honest. Not right now, at least.
Yeah, after the stream's over.
Yeah, not right now. So after that, actually, I skipped over a few crucial points. So before that had happened, me and Scorp had a few falling outs.
Remember, we're the real hunter team.
So what had happened was, I felt like I should.
Yeah, Ghost. We want to get the stuff out here without like being interrupted. That's all.
Is he commenting on your stream?
He sent me a message. I think he's watching.
Oh, okay. But anyway, I felt like I was being targeted in the group. So
I got a big guy with me.
It's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. But I felt like I had been targeted in the group, and that I didn't want to be involved anymore because I was just tired of every day being someone coming up to me and starting shit. I felt like I was a target, you know. Not to say that it wasn't 100% deserved. I think it wasn't as deserved as much as I got, but I definitely earned the shit. So I left, and I blocked everybody, and I didn't talk to you guys for, what was it, like, a month, 2 months? And then, you know, I was, at the time, I was like, alright, I'm done, time to move on. Like, I was not coming back.
Right.
And then one day, I was playing, it was when the, Wildlands beta was out, and I was playing it, and I just kind of thought to myself, like, you know what, I'm fucking bored. And it was like, there's nothing entertaining on here anymore. Like, I got no one to fucking talk to. Like, I had a few people that I talked to, but not on a regular basis where it kept me entertained. I was sitting there like, you know what, I'm bored. I got no fucking friends on here anymore, and I really don't feel like making new ones. I was like, you know what, I'll just suck it up, I'll find a way back into the group. So that's when I had the idea, like, well, I could just message them directly, but then it's like, you know. So then I thought to myself, you know what, I'll just comment on the community. I'm not gonna say anything to anybody. I'll put something in the community, and I'll let it go from there. So I did. I commented on the community. I think I said something along the lines of like, oh, you guys have grown or something like that. But,
yeah.
I had no real intention of coming back full time. Obviously, in the back of my mind, that's what I wanted. But my intention was, I'm gonna put this here.
And this is after the whole Cliff thing.
That was that after Mania? No. That was before, because remember I came back for the Elimination Chamber. So that was before Elimination Chamber. So what happened was, I blocked you guys from I literally, when I did it, I went through and I went through the IC chat and I blocked every single person. Because I was like, you know, I'm done with this, I'm gone. And it wasn't really a hard decision for me, because I've done it before. I've done it before where I was just like, you know, I'm done with you people, like not you guys in general, and, like other people. So it's not like it was something that was new to me. But I was at the point where I was like, you know what, I'm done with this. I don't feel like the hate is all that deserved, and I just don't feel like I should be charged as much as I am. So I left. And I don't know what happened in between that time. I know my name was mentioned a few times, just based on what you told me or what other people told me. But I never cared. I was never thinking about what was going on in IC. I never thought about, you know, what you guys were doing. I was done. I was happy about it for a while, until I started to realize that, you know what, maybe I fucked up. So once I reconnected with you guys, I basically just tried to keep my nose as clean as possible for a little while at least, until everything got back to the way it was. And once everything was kind of back to normal, or we were all talking on a regular basis, and there was no like awkward, like, oh, he's back kind of thing. I kind of fell back into my old ways, which is a good and a bad thing, obviously. So after that point, was the brand split, and I already covered that and that. So, and then that led to the whole DJ thing, and that, and then after that was all of the stuff in the IC chat. Now that stuff, well, before I go on, is there anything that you think I missed?
Not that I can think of, no.
Okay, so as far as the IC chat goes, so I've been fired from IC and I've quit IC. What do you think? Like, are we in double digits at this point? Probably not. Like, what do you think? Like, where are we with this?
What do you mean?
Like, how many times have I left IC either by quitting or being fired?
No, I don't think it's in double digits, but it's been probably at least like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
Somewhere around
there. Yeah. So it got to a point where the whole IC chat was just blowing up all the time, because I would go in there and do what I thought was speaking the truth, but in reality was basically just me being an ass, and I can admit that.
Oh, and not to cut you off, but by the way, Sean, when you say older roster, do you mean like the roster that we had like years ago, or do you mean like age-wise? All right, you can continue.
I think he means age-wise. But
Probably.
so what had happened was, it got to a point where I would get in arguments with everybody, and it was just every day, it was something. Not always my fault, but I definitely played a key role in most of it. Yeah. And I admit, you know, on a semi-regular basis, stuck my nose where it didn't belong, and I would comment on something, and then all of a sudden I'd be in the main focus of the argument or whatever. And I've said this before, like, I didn't make my mistakes, I know what I've done. Am I going to apologize for it? No, because at the end of the day, would I change it? Probably not. Because if I did, who knows what else would have happened. Right. And I'm one of those people where I don't like the whole fucking snobby, you know, nice guy kind of shtick. Where it's like, oh, I'm nice to everybody, and, you know, I never get mad, and kind of like the whole up and Cheshire people I just can't stand. But, yeah. So then that leads us to the most recent firing, and I'll spend past guys with fucking questions on me. Where Scorp said to me, he goes, you know what? He gave his usual like speech about, you know, it's not working right now. I'm gonna, you know, take you off the roster, this, that, and the other. So basically stuff like that happened, and so I was Like, alright, whatever, you know what, do what you gotta do. Because at this point, I've been fired so many times that it's like, whatever at this point. Like, I don't really care all that much. And obviously, and he said, Scorp said to me, he said, well, I'll still bring in for commentary and that. Like, one thing you gotta understand, Scorp is not gonna fire me because we're friends or because one reason or another. It's because he knows, yeah, I might have caused a lot of shit, but when push comes to shove, I've always been there for IC. Every time. Even when I wasn't even in the roster.
Mm-hmm.
Because the fact is that I know where my loyalties lie, and I know what's best for me and what's best for everyone else. So I stayed in IC through all this, through most of it at least, because I knew that my shit really wasn't gonna fly with anyone else for one reason or another.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so once Scorp fired me, what a lot of people don't know is basically the next day I was back in a different form, I'll say. And there was always talks about me coming back, like, really, like a couple hours later, I think he talked about me coming back to this pay-per-view or this pay-per-view, and I was just kind of, you know, but at the end of the day, yeah, I've caused a lot of shit in IC, but I've done more, I've helped more than I've harmed, and if people really want to come at me and say one thing or another, I'm going to defend myself. But when I defend myself with facts and statements, you can't tell me that I have an ego, because at the end of the day, you come at me with this and I defend myself. Yes, I can phrase it better. Yes, I can say things like other things that like, oh, you're a jobber, but at the end of the day, I say it because it's the truth and because I want to, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to talk about? Like any issues you have?
Like what about
or something?
Who?
Like I realized.
Who do you think out of everybody that was on the roster? Out of everybody that was on the roster in 2K17, who, in your opinion, with your experiences, who do you think was the nicest, and who do you think was the opposite? And also, who do you think was the best all-around superstar?
Well, before I just want to say, I realized that like in the stream, and especially if you're watching this, that who were in IC, it'd be easy to say, oh, he's just playing the victim card. But no, I know what I did. I'm not going to play a victim. I know I'm guilty, and I'll admit to it. I'm not going to apologize for it, because I don't feel the need to. Because I don't feel like I've really done all that much wrong. Yeah, I pissed these people off, or calling them a jobber, or calling them this, calling them that. But you know what? Don't get offended. Simple as that. Because the only reason, and Scorp knows this, I'm not going to go up to you, talk shit for no reason. Like, you did something to me or said something that made me call you a jobber, that made me badmouth you, that made me do this or that. I don't just go up to random people and talk shit to them. Yeah. As far as that goes, who I think was the nicest? Probably, if I had to say,
I think I would say D-Buck, to be honest.
I would say, yeah, probably D-Buck. I mean, he had his moments. Him or Code.
But he never really argued, like, in IC.
True.
Like, yeah, he might have had, like, a little argument with, like, that Jake, whatever his name was, that the other Carter, whatever his name was.
Yeah, Dakota. It's funny in a different way.
Oh, I don't know. But, yeah, him, like, they could have been easily avoided.
Yeah. I mean, all the arguments could have been easily avoided.
Exactly.
And I'm going to say this right now, am I coming back to IC? Yeah. and I know Scorp, and I do want you to send this video. Yes, and you feel better prepare for it. Am I going to try to, you know, improve? Yeah. For the first time, I can honestly say, yes, I'll go in the chat, and I'll try to be a better person. And for the first time, I'll mean it. You know, but as far as, like, the nicest person, I'd say a debug. As far as the meanest person, I truly don't think that it was me. I feel like, yeah, I'm probably in the conversation for it, but at the end of the day, I don't think I was the meanest. I feel... Well, hang on, what concept? Are we talking, like, towards other people? Are we talking, like...
In general.
In general, just as a person?
Yeah.
I feel like it was Dakota. Because he was a little kid with a big chip on his shoulder. And that's another thing no one ever mentioned. I went to Dakota, and I, you know, helped him out, and I told him what to do, and literally, he and Scorp knows this, he apologized to you because I talked to him.
Yeah.
I like playing Dr. Phil every once in a while. Okay, well,
I don't want to know what happened here.
out of the last year, Scorp, and I'll do it too, name the top 5 people that were probably the worst in IC, not in skill, but in, like, for argumentative reasons.
Okay.
Or
I already got my list starting in my head.
Yeah, it's kind of sad that I did too.
All right, well, I'm gonna do like a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 being the worst.
Yeah.
Number 5 would be you, because most arguments, a lot of arguments have started because of you, and you've already admitted.
You give your 5, I'll give my 5. Honestly,
Yeah.
I was gonna say that too. Number 5 for me would probably be me because I did start a lot of arguments.
Yep.
I feel like I should be higher on that list, but
Right.
let's not even sugarcoat it. I'm number 1. Like, let's be honest. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. Like, I started a fuck ton of arguments.
You did.
I'm probably number 1.
And then my number 4 would be Dakota, because yes, he did start arguments, but they weren't arguments that went on for like days or months. It was like smaller things, but he started like
short spats, kind of.
Yeah. That's why he's not high up on the list. And then
yeah, I'd say my number 5. My number 1 is me, just because I feel like we've been sugarcoating how I was this whole time. My number 5 would probably be you, because you started not a good chunk, but you did start a bunch of arguments. My number 4 would probably be Boss, because out of all the shit we talked about him, he really didn't start all that much.
I think
the one that it was just the one that he did start that was the problem.
Right. I think I've started more arguments in earlier days in IC than like current days, because like back in the day I was younger, and I was like I was pretty much like the Dakota back in the day, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'll put it in that perspective.
Yeah.
But I think when everybody's a kid and they play video games and they're competitive, that's bound to happen at some point.
So anyway, your number 5 was Dakota. Your number 4 was who? Or your number 5 was me. Your number 4 was Dakota.
Yeah.
My number 4. Okay, so my number 5 was Boss. My number 4 would be.
Did you say me? Or no, I was number 5.
Yeah, you. Yeah, you. No, you were number. No, yeah, you're number 5. Boss is number 4. So go with your number 3.
Okay. Number 3, I'm going with Osman.
See, I really didn't see much from him. I don't think I was there.
Okay, the thing with him was, he's one of the ones that started coming at me for the whole 28 world titles and all that.
Wasn't that? Yeah, but didn't that happen after I left?
I believe so. Yeah. No, but the whole thing with him, and I don't know if you like told him to do it or if it was just brought up, or if he just brought this upon himself. But he said, like, it was literally like the argument was started because him and somebody else, I can't remember the name, but they wanted to leave IC because of what happened with you.
What in specifics?
Like,
what happened with me?
The reason you were fired, and they thought it was wrong.
Gotcha.
They thought it was wrong,
Gotcha.
and like all this kind of stuff, right? And they started arguments in the chat, and the argument was like, it was one of those petty arguments where, yeah, petty, but it was like long. You know what I mean? Like, it was long, and it should not have gone on as long as it did. It shouldn't even have happened, but that showed us what kind of person he is, and that's why he was fired, because we don't need those kind of people in the league. And I mean, I think even you can say that's pretty childish, like starting an argument and like calling out your leader, and you don't expect to get fired, and you get mad when you get fired because of like
I mean, if you're gonna say something, and I always say it, you gotta know what's gonna happen when you say it, and what consequences are gonna be.
Right.
So your number 3 is Osman. My number 3 would who would start be Ryan. Remember Ryan?
Yep. He was the Ryan and Hunter, something like that.
No, the Ryan that came in, he was like complete trash at the game. He was asked for title shots.
That's not the same Ryan?
The one that you got pissed off at me because I said to him if I beat
you, is he the one that was set to fight me and he never showed up, like the first show, or is that somebody else? Jake Ryan.
That was the one where I said to him, I said, all right, if you fight me, you get a shot at my title, but if you lose, you leave IC. That was.
I'm almost 100% that was Ryan and Hunter.
No, his PSN name was literally just Ryan. It was Ryan and then a couple numbers. But anyway, that's
I don't remember.
3. What's your number 2?
Boss.
Boss. Okay.
If you guys didn't see the other stream, I'll say it one more time. Basically, he tried to steal members and all these other things, and yeah. I'll be right back.
Yeah. That was your number 2. My number 2 would have to be. Well, you already know my number 1, so my number 2 would be Minnie, because he started a lot of shit. Just because he was just incredibly two-faced for no reason. And then my number 1 obviously is me, because I started more arguments than anybody. So we'll wait for Scorp to come back and give his take on his number 1. Or his number 2, whatever fucking number he's at. Oh shit. Let's go. Shit. This is not good. Not good at all. Nice. Fuck, flash pounds. Oh shit. Ooh. You should like that. Scorp, where you at, bro? Come on, man. Come back to me. Alright, one down. Come on, baby. Come on. Fucking Scrake and everything. Get out of here. Come back to me, Scorp. Don't leave me. did he go? Oh my god. Come on, flesh pound. Yeah, now you're dead. Alright. Let's take a little guys.
Alright, I'm back.
There you are. Okay, so my number 2, like I said, is Minnie because he's very two-faced. My number 1 obviously is me. So, are you at number 2 or number 1 yet? Okay, I think you're at number 1.
I think I'm at number 1, yeah. Well, my number 1 was me, but that's because there wouldn't be any arguments if it wasn't for me, because I've created the chat and I've had more arguments in IC than anybody else, and I think anybody can agree with that.
There.
So, yeah.
Alright, so let's do this. And we'll both participate. Top 5 most regrettable, like, hires. It doesn't have to be because they're bad people, just because you regret it in one way or another.
Alright, well, people that I regret hiring?
Yeah.
Alright.
In 2017.
In no specific order.
Well, yeah, you gotta get it in order.
Osman.
Is this in order or not in order?
Not in order.
Alright.
Sloping acrobat.
Okay.
Boss.
Okay.
Tyler Axel.
Alright. And last?
I guess Dakota, if I had to pick another person.
Yeah. I'd say, from my point of view, it would be definitely Dakota, Boss, probably Trax, just because of the way, like, because he's not good in the game, it just kind of makes the league look bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, sloping acrobat, and then I can't say Ozman because Ozman and I never had beef.
Really?
Yeah, so Boss, Dakota, Trax, Boss, Dakota, Trax, Minnie, and that Ryan guy that I made.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's stay away from the negativity for a minute. Find best hires from 2017.
Alright. Best hires 2017.
In order.
Okay. I don't know necessarily if... Well... Oh, alright. You want me to start?
Go for it.
Alright. Number 5, you. Reason being, you've put on some of the best matches. Yeah, you might have squashed some people, but that makes you one of the like most powerful, like strongest forces that we've seen be an IC champion, if not the strongest. And you caused so much controversy, so much talk about you. So many people hate you. So many people don't like you.
Hey,
and
if people aren't talking about you, you're not doing nothing right.
Exactly.
That's the way I look.
And that's why.
Good or bad, people are talking about you.
Exactly. And that's why you're number 5.
Yeah.
Spend freely.
number 4.
This one's kind of out there a little bit, but number 4, I'm gonna say D-Man.
Really?
Really. Reason being, and I'm
not saying D-Man is a bad hire.
Right.
Curious.
And I'm not just like saying this for the video or anything like that, but D-Man is one of the best, and I've even tried to, you know, hire him back, but he is literally one of the best I have seen on this game in a long time, since like me and Ghost, you know what I mean? Like, in my opinion, if the petty argument between me and him didn't happen, where it caused him to be fired, I think he would have been right up there with Ghost for the IC title.
Must be the cleanest day off.
So you're 3, 2, and 1.
Number 3 is going to be Sean. I think that's an obvious one, no? I don't know if I really need to explain that one. Sean, former multiple-time world champion, you know, he's done a lot for IC, whether it be like put on great matches or, you know, he was always like loyal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Number two would be DJ. And the reason being, he's helped with IC more than anybody else, besides me, obviously. He's helped with the website, you know, he's helped with like recruiting, he's helped with making flyers, helping with match cards, helping with decisions, like, you know, he's helped with pretty much everything. And then number 1, in my opinion, the best hire that I've ever made, and I think you can agree with this one, Ghost.
I feel like, yeah.
And I don't know if I really, this is another one that's kind of obvious, you know, same thing as Sean, you know, he's put on all these matches, he's proven time and time again that he is, if not one of the best in IC.
Yeah. I feel like Ghost is one of the people that gets overlooked a lot, especially nowadays with you and me. I think Ghost gets overlooked. But he really is good. Like, he really does, like, belong up there with the best.
He jobbed me out.
Yeah.
What, this year? In one match?
No,
it was like a Hell in a Cell match for the Elite title, and he jobbed me out.
Yeah. If I were in your shoes, I would say number 5 I'd have to agree is me, because again, well, covered it a lot already. Holy fuck, almost died. Number 4. Actually, hang on, sorry. Number 5 I think would be DJ, because well, I know, putting personal feelings aside, he's better higher than me. So 5 would be me. 4 would be, in my opinion, number 4, the best hire you ever made, the 4th best hire you ever made, was someone that made IC even more interesting and more controversial than I did. And you probably know where I'm going with this one. You're not going to agree with it.
I think I know.
Is Tinma.
Yep.
Because you have to admit, he made IC interesting.
He did.
So he would be the 4th best hire.
I swear I thought you were going to say S-Dog or Tinma.
No. Number 3.
And did I say Murda in my list?
No.
Well, Murda is definitely up there as well because of what he's done as general manager and Hall of Famer and everything. But continue.
Yeah. Number 3, I think would be Murda, because, like I said, he's very loyal. Number 2 would be will be DJ because, like I said, personal feelings aside, he has done a lot for the league in that. And number one, again, I gotta agree with you, is Ghost because as much as you two bicker, as much as you have in the past, he's always been there. So you can't really say that
when
he isn't
there
loyal
were
to the league,
when there were only 5 members in IC, Ghost was there. He was one of them. Same thing as Killer. Killer's also an honorable mention as well. You know, he's my real life best friend and all that kind of stuff. You know, he's also done a lot. He's even been a leader at one point.
So let's almost do like the IC Slammies here. This isn't official. This is just our opinion. Best commentator of the year.
Well, there are only 3, but out of those 3, obviously, I would think I am.
Well, here, who are the nominations?
The nominations.
Let's do it
is
like
this
that.
of all time or just this year?
Just 2017. Like it's like we're doing the IC 2017 Slammies.
Well,
so the nominations would be
you,
Murda, me, and Murda.
Yep.
So, in your opinion, who would you give the Slammy to?
Myself, and there are reasons for it. Reasons being is because I've commentated more matches than anybody else this year, which means that I had more what's the word? More no, like more like I was more committed. And some people think that my commentary is monotone or whatever, but compared to everybody else, I've done way more for the commentary. So, what about you?
See, that's funny because honestly, I would have given it to myself, and the reason being is the fact that I feel like I made everyone better that I commentated with because
that is true.
When you commentated by yourself, it was kind of monotone, but when you and I got together and did it, it was very like it flowed. And even when I commentated with Murda, I think once or twice, it made him better because I'm able to like feed into people. So, you know, obviously.
And this is no disrespect to Murda or anything, but
no, Murda is great.
His commentary, and look, he's only done commentary what, like 3 or 4 times, maybe not even. And his commentary for just starting out was great.
My problem with Murda
but he's not the
is that,
best.
like, I feel like he's shy, almost, because when he does the commentary, it's fucking awesome. But it's getting him to do it. Is the problem.
Yeah.
He doesn't realize how good he really is.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's do Superstar of the Year. So you nominate 3 people, or no, we'll nominate 5 people that we both agree on.
Okay. Ghost.
So who? Ghost, yeah, I'd say him. I'd say Murda. Do you think?
You see, no, I don't.
No?
The reason being is because the only thing that he has done career-wise this year is, he's beaten like a few jobbers, you know, like here and there, but really the only big thing is that he became a Hall of Famer, but that's not because of what he did this year. That's because of what he's done already in the past. This year, honestly, like, yes, Murda's okay. Murda, promo wise.
Scorp?
Oh. Yeah, but
I'm stuck. Okay, thank you.
But promo wise, if we did a Slammy for best promo, he'd win it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But as far as like what he's done in the ring, I haven't seen the Murda that I know this year.
Yeah.
So that's why it's no.
So Ghost, who would you nominate? Like we don't even, who?
This
who
isn't
in
just
your mind?
this isn't because you're here, but you would definitely be up there.
Yeah, I think we both would.
Yeah. And look,
So
this hasn't been like my prime is past as well, you know, but you know, I've had my better matches way before this year, and I think everybody knows that. But they know if we had to pick like a best superstar of all time, that would be me. Not because I'm the leader, but just because I've done the most and most
you've been here for
accomplishments.
so long, and
Yeah.
Alright, so you, me, Ghost.
I have to put Cam up there.
Cam, yeah, because he was champion.
Yep.
And who else?
Caleb?
Sure, yeah, Caleb. So out of Cliff Barton, Drake Walker, Ghost, Ibira Kenta, and Cam Doyle, who would you see being the superstar of the year for 2017?
I think it's easy, and that would be Ghost.
Ghost? Really?
Yep.
And why is that?
Every time he's in the ring, he proves himself, time and time again. Cam, don't get me wrong, everybody on that list is great. Everybody.
Yeah.
Every single person. Caleb is great, but this wasn't his year. Cam's great, this wasn't his year. Like, yes, he won the title and he had his little run, but it was, what, 2 weeks?
Nicely done.
I mean, I think it just goes without saying, is Ghost.
Yeah. You do a point that I'm gonna have to agree, like, Ghost.
The runner-up though would be you, because you held the title and you were dominant and all these other things.
Bring up the trading controls and upgrade
So
your gear.
let's move on. We'll narrow it down to 4. So for breakout star of the year, who are the 4 that you would nominate?
Caleb.
Caleb. Okay,
Cam.
that's 1. Cam.
More Zeds on the way. Start to wrap things up, as they say.
Minnie. As much as he's, you know, hated and everything, you have to give him credit where credit is due. He did win the title. He won the IC title in his first year.
And I honestly think that Cliff should be in there too, just because it was his first year.
Yes.
That's what a lot of people forget, is that this is Cliff's rookie year.
Right.
Come and get your tools.
So out of those 4, I mean, I realize I'm being a bit impartial, but I honestly think that it would go to me, to Cliff Barton.
I mean, out of those 4 names, it does go to Cliff, but between Caleb, Cam, and
I mean, is there anyone really that you could say was a bigger breakout star than I was?
No. Yeah. But between the other 3, I think I would give it to Cam.
Yeah. Okay, so what about match of the year? Which matches would you nominate?
Easily, Drake Walker versus Michael Martinez, WrestleMania 7. Easily.
Yeah, that one was good. That's true.
That was. I can't think of another match.
I really wish that our match between Aaron Awesome and Scott Hawkins was an IC match, because that would have won hands down.
Yeah.
Too bad that wasn't an IC match. Are there any? What other matches could you see being in there? There wasn't really many great matches.
Okay, you might disagree with this one, but versus Alan Rex, King of Rings, first round.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't see the match, so I wouldn't really know, but
it was as good as a lot of matches we have like off screen. It was really good.
And are there any other ones? Because like I said, there really weren't that really this year. There wasn't any like star-studded matches.
Yeah, besides those 2. Besides those 2, there weren't really a whole lot.
I mean,
like, don't get me wrong, there were good matches, but not that good.
Walker and Cliff would be in there, but I don't think it would win.
No, it wouldn't. It was good. Like, Walker like had the best chance and all that, like the legend
Yeah.
against the barbarian, the beast, whatever, you know. And
Bulldozer.
yeah, the bulldozer.
So out of those three, obviously would go to Martinez and Walker
Yeah.
because, you know, just the hype of that and that. But what about
Bring up the trading controls
When
and
Walker did the
upgrade your
moonsault off the
gear.
ladder. That was,
yeah?
Oh, yeah.
How about WTF moment of the year? What would be nominated for that one? The Walker moonsault, definitely.
Not a figure of speech.
oh, you mean OMG?
Zeds are getting closer.
Like-
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
Because I was gonna say
I
track
meant like
debut.
what just kind of like what just happened
I
moment.
was
of the year,
gonna
like
say
shocking moment of the year.
track. Okay, well, the first one I got is
Shocking moment.
is,
Shocking moment of the year. There we go.
Okay, shocking moment. Definitely the moonsault from Drake Walker at Mania.
Yeah.
The coup de grace from Cliff at Mania.
that one was nice.
Trax versus Cliff Barton.
the 150 match. Yeah.
Yep.
And then Alan Rex
maybe
the title?
maybe at yeah that's okay. And also
Now finish the job.
when why did I say Cam? Cliff Barton's return at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
I think those are like the top, like right there.
So out of all of those, out of like Cliff having 3 of 5, which one of those do you think would win?
Honestly,
Because can you hang on? I'm sorry, and I don't mean to put tracks down, but can you really say that the minute 50 match was a shocker?
no, but it's one of those things where like you don't expect it to be like that.
Yeah, like you knew what it was gonna be, but
Yeah.
you didn't know that it was gonna go to that extreme. I guess.
Exactly. But out of all of them, I would say
And again, I realize I'm impartial, but
I would say Alan Rex winning
the
the title.
return. I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna say the return, the coup de grace, and the moonsault, but yeah, Alan Rex winning the title actually.
I
yeah,
think the
that
moonsault would
comes
come in
more
second, and then
The return
and then the coup de grace,
coming
and then the
third, yeah.
return, and then the
Finish the last one.
Yeah,
They were all good though. They were all good.
Yeah, you definitely got a good point. I wasn't even thinking about it, but now I do. Yeah.
I think the IC title means a little more than like one move. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is very true. Let's see. What about
Perfect.
Pay per
I
view of
could
the
say
year.
jobber of the year, but we all know which one that's gonna
Pay per
go.
view of the year, maybe. Well, that's obvious. WrestleMania.
Jobber of the
Says you are
year.
the best team player.
Go to tracks. Preview of the year. Go to Mania.
Yeah. That's probably going to be it every year, to be honest.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So that's a choice.
How about? I think shocker of the year also. I think Cliff retiring Drake Walker would have been in there, but it wouldn't have won.
Yeah.
We're almost out of time.
It would have came close though.
Make your choices.
Yeah.
Shocker of the year could have also been Cliff Barton's return.
Yeah, I feel like out of all of them, that
I
was
mean,
like,
it wouldn't have won, but it would have been up there.
yeah, yeah.
And also, I guess Drake Walker's return as well.
I'm about to shut the pod.
What about Tank Team of the Year?
Rising Suns. Tag team champions
I think
longer than anybody
It'll
else
go the
that
Rising
year.
Suns, yeah.
Time's
The
up.
only tag champion.
For those of you that don't know who the
I
Rising
mean, the
Suns
nominees
are,
would. The only
That'd be
nominees
amazing.
would really be the Insane, the Rising Suns, and the Job Squad.
and Power of Pain,
Who's in the Power Painting?
Shendun and Joker. They're the ones that were going to face us for the titles at the end.
That's right. Yeah, so that one would go that way. How about we'll go move of the year. Like best finisher.
Right.
Finisher of the year. We'll do.
Pop-up power slam for Cliff is a good one.
Yeah. Or a scoop slam.
The sit out last ride for Drake. He used it just a little bit.
Right.
The bullhammer elbow for Ibro Tempo.
Okay.
You know, hit it out of nowhere kind of thing.
Yeah.
Alex Wolf's standing cutter. You know, the gun stun.
Actually, for Cliff Barton, I think it should be the straight right punch.
Yeah.
So straight right punch, that. So out of all those, which one do you think would win? I know my winner.
I think
it
would be between. Yeah, I think out of everything that happened, it would be the knockout punch because what happened to Alex and I mean that's where the IC title came into
go
Cliff.
because
And then Cliff never lost it. Really.
Yeah, that's true. Like Alex Wolf, like he basically retired Alex Wolf with it.
Longest matches of the year. I think the longest match of the year was also the earlier was the best match of the year. Martinez and Walker. Pretty sure that was the longest. Yeah, I think it was.
Was our match longer than that, or was it shorter?
It was way shorter.
Was that?
Yeah, the Martinez Walker match was like 30, 40 minutes, somewhere in there, and then our match was only like 25 or less.
It was like 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Upset of the year.
Mini winning title.
Fair.
I don't think there can be a better one than that.
That's true. Very true.
Worst match of the year? Maybe.
Alright, what will be the worst match?
The tracks match. The tracks match, maybe. With you.
I think that would definitely be a contender, but I don't think it will win just because of if that were
maybe the Carter brothers
think...
match. Like Jake versus John or whatever. It was pretty bad.
Was it?
Yeah. Maybe Chris Carter. Oh, we forgot about shocking moments. What about Chris Carter at WrestleMania? He won the Elite Championship and then he defended it against. He successfully defended it against Mr. Money in the Bank.
Weird. That's true. He seriously. Who is it that failed to cash in?
Deuce Ventura. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he failed to cash in his Money in the Bank. That's true. Very, very true.
I think it would still be Mini winning the title. I think that would still win, but that's definitely
honestly,
that's
I don't think
runner-up.
anything is gonna top that.
That would definitely be the runner-up.
But yeah.
Hello there, crappy tech.
All sets on the way.
How about
Start to wrap
return of
things
the
up,
year?
as they say.
Cliff.
As a nominee or as winner?
Winner. I mean, what better return could you have than returning and winning the IC title for your first time?
True. Michael Martinez returned at Mania though.
That is true, but not taking anything away from Michael Martinez, he's already had his like fair share of title wins and all that.
His time in the spotlight.
Exactly. And it was only one match. Cliff did a whole run as champion.
True.
So that's the difference there.
Do you think we'll ever see Cliff in an IC arena again?
I never say never. I don't know for sure if we would. But
do you think he'll come back more dominant than ever?
How much more dominant can you get than a minute 50? Let's be
True,
honest.
but he also was facing one of the biggest rookie on the IC roster.
That is true.
So
And he's also undefeated against everybody else as well that he faced.
True.
He beat Drake Walker. That's the opposite of jobber.
Retired him. He retired 2 men.
That's the
In 1
opposite
year.
of being a jobber. The legend, Drake
Yeah.
Walker.
Yeah, we don't really talk about that, but Cliff Barton retired 2 men in 1 year. One by injury and one by stipulation.
Which one was by injury?
Alex Wolf.
That is true. Well, I wouldn't say he retired Alex Wolf. He injured him though. He may have cut his
I
career
mean, he's
short.
got brain damage.
He hasn't. We haven't seen him in IC since that.
True. I mean, he could come back. He's definitely not going to be the same, but...
That is true.
I mean, that straight right punch was literally banned because of that incident. Like, I mean, you're so powerful, you can't use your own right hand. Like, that's
right.
ridiculous. Let's see. What about... Can't be the worst superstar of the year. Rivalry of the year.
I can reopen the trader pod.
You see, I want to say Murda versus Cam, but the match never actually happened yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could still count it because the rivalry is still like it took place in 2017, in like promo wise.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't really count a rivalry that A is still going and B never had a match.
True.
Perfect.
Maybe the Rising Suns versus the Insane.
Restocked.
Those promos were pretty intense, and then the Rising Suns taking the win,
Or
No one
winning the
dies.
titles.
Drake versus Cliff because of the whole retirement thing.
Yeah. Carter brothers.
Crappy tech.
Carter versus Carter, trying to prove who the best Carter was.
Well, yeah, they could.
It wouldn't win, but it would be in the discussion.
Yeah. Yeah. Who would win? Do you think?
I think it would be Walker and Barton.
Yeah, probably because of like the shocker.
But
Drake's
if
retired now.
if we're talking like still going, it would be Murder and
Their
Cam.
sets on the scope.
Yeah.
Must close the pod very soon.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see that match. And speaking of that match, who do you think is going to come out with the victory? And
Well,
remember,
on
it is
one
3
hand-
stages of hell.
Right. On one hand, you do have the experience, the veteran Murder, the Hall of Famer. On the other hand, I don't want to say the rookie, but you have the less experienced Cam, both former IC champions, both very decorated performers.
Go kill some Zeds.
Murda, see, both former members be insane, but Murda still showing the insane colors.
Right.
So I think that's gonna take him to a win. He's gonna go to a darker place for the win.
Oh, I have one. What about the biggest loss of the year, as in superstar quitting or something like that? Would you say
Wow.
D-Man, Rob? Throw some names out there: D-Man, Rob. I think those would be like the top 2.
I'd say D-Man probably.
Maybe you could include LOL. You know, Max
Yeah,
Myers.
LOL. Oh, there you go. LOL moment of the year.
No, I was saying no, like LOL is in the picture.
No, I know, but we can do that as
Yeah,
a whole
yeah.
separate one. So what would be the nominees for that one?
Huh. Maybe.
I'd say the Job Squad breaking up like a day after they formed.
Yeah.
Minnie realizing that Caleb was not really on his side.
Maybe the failed cash-in attempt.
The failed cash in, yeah. I got 2 flash pounds on me, by the way.
Maybe track answering the open challenge at Mania for the Elite World Championship.
Yeah, maybe.
And then he gets jobbed out once again, and then the money event cash-in happens.
I'd say out of all those, my winner would probably be the cash in, just because it's like, okay, I'm gonna cash in, and then he loses.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. What about
any others?
What about best champion of the year?
Best champion?
Yeah, like any title. I think Trey would be up there for cruiserweight.
Cruiserweight, yeah. Cliff is IC.
Rising Suns tag.
Chris Carter as Elite.
Or, I mean, you could go that route, or you could say Ghost, because Ghost really brought the title
Actually,
back.
yeah. Ghost is as Elite, yeah.
The only reason Carter was champion is because Ghost wasn't there.
True. Honestly, out of all those, I would have to say Cliff, just because he went undefeated and he was so dominant.
Or,
Did you see anyone else taking it?
or, Insanity Champion. What was his name? Oh, what was his name?
It's pretty sad that we can't remember who the fucking champion was.
I know it was Hunter, but I can't remember. It was Alex Storm. There we go, Alex Storm.
Oh, okay.
He won his first title. I mean, he wouldn't win that because he didn't like have the title long enough to really like get noticed, I guess. But
I don't know. Like I said, I think it was Cliff just because, again, that was his first title. He returned, won the IC championship, went undefeated with it, vacated it due to other issues.
yeah,
So, for me, it'd be Cliff Barton. What about you?
I would agree. Cliff Barton.
And the last one we'll do, because we're running out of ideas so much, the last Slammy award that we'll discuss will be
About best match stipulation.
just best moment of the year in general. Best moment in 2017.
Maybe Drake Walker's return. Chris Carter winning the Elite Championship at WrestleMania.
Mini winning the title.
Oh, I have one. The Rising Suns recruiting Abiru Kenta. That could be like a shocker, or you know.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people really saw that coming until it was talked about. You know.
Shay returning to face
Yep.
Cliff at WrestleMania.
Yep.
So out of every single moment in 2017, there are no specific nominees for this one. What would you say the best moment of IC 2017? To wrap up IC 2017, what would you say the best moment was?
I have to say the best moment was Michael Martinez. Yeah, just the fact that it was Michael Martinez versus Drake Walker for the retirement, but the fact that Michael Martinez actually went over really shows something. Really shows something special about the whole anything can happen kind of thing. Because I think most people would expect Drake Walker to win his retirement match, his last match.
Right.
And the fact that anything can happen and anything will happen is
Right.
It plays a big part in that decision right there.
Right. For myself, I would have to say it would be WrestleMania as a whole, because it was just filled with like feel-good moments, like
Yeah,
Mike Martinez versus Drake Walker, Cliff.
I
retaining the
wouldn't
title in the
necessarily
main
say that
event.
was only a feel-good moment, because a lot of people don't want to see like a legend like that, you know, retire. They want to see him keep going and
Yeah.
keep going.
Wall is open again.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
but like I said, that match, Cliff, you know, retaining
The
the main
springs
event,
don't move fast, but if you let them close,
the cash in, the failed cash in. I'd say WrestleMania as a whole was definitely a success and definitely the best part of IC in 2017.
yep.
So, moving on to the next subject of discussion. What do you have any suggestions?
Like so relating to IC or
Let's talk about the video of Cliff Barton backstage.
okay.
So I feel like there's some questions surrounding that, and we'll both know the answers to this. Now, I think the question that some people were wondering was that a guaranteed return for Cliff, and was that something to set up a return?
Okay. Well, my perspective of this was the idea was that we're going to put together this little segment, if you will, of Cliff Barton just decimating somebody backstage, and that's what it was.
Yeah.
And we wanted to see what the reaction would be. We wanted to see if it would get people talking, if, you know, bringing Cliff back would be like really good for IC, and obviously it would be good.
I mean, my take on it when we were doing it was basically just to see what the reaction is, and to just show people, especially the people that said like, oh, he'd never come back, or that he doesn't have it anymore, just to show them like, you know, he's still there and he can still come back and do what he did before.
Yep.
And I think that worked pretty well.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it was never a setup for anything.
Right.
It was never to
It
say
was,
like,
it was
oh,
more to
Cliff's
see like
back.
what
It was never,
people would think.
Yeah, it was never to say that, oh, Cliff's back or anything like that. It was just to say that, you know what, if he's there, like, kind of just say, you know what, the option's there, so mind your words, because you might have to eat them, kind of deal.
Yeah. And it made a lot of people. It made a lot of people rethink their decision.
It did. A couple in particular.
Yeah, many
Many, yes.
would be the main.
But I mean, when that video uploaded, the chat went ballistic.
Yep.
With, oh, Cliff's back, Cliff's coming back, this, that, and the other. And like I said, just to clarify, we never put that up there to say that, oh, I'm coming back. We never did that to say that, you know what, Cliff's coming back and he's here, kind of deal. That was literally just, I said to Scorp, I said, hey, what if we did this? And Scorp thought about it and he said, you know what, that'd be an interesting idea, so we did it. I never intended to bring Cliff back, and as it stands right now, I don't intend to bring Cliff back, because I feel like he's like the Brock Lesnar of IC. He's a gigantic draw, no pun intended. So when he does come back, it'll be a crazy,
if he does come
intense
back.
moment. Yeah. So that's my take on that. That was never like a guaranteed thing. Some people thought that was like, oh, Cliff's back and, you know, that's how it is. No, that was we didn't put that up there to say, okay, Cliff's back. We didn't put it up there to make people think that he's back. Well, okay, no, we did put it up there to make people think that I was coming back, but we basically just wanted to see what the reaction was. that was never, you know, set in stone thing. Like there was talks between me and Scorp about him coming back and when he would do it, and it never came to fruition because it just never lined up with what me or he wanted. So
two flesh pound over here.
Let's talk about, was any of the Cliff matches scripted? And the answer is no.
No, but there was talk about scripting Drake Walker versus Cliff Barton.
Yes, Scorp and I were talking at one point about Cliff Barton losing a match in storyline
against Drake Walker in a ladder match for the IC title.
Against Drake Walker, that would lead to, he would lose the title, and then that would lead to a whole program between Walker and Cliff that would eventually lead to WrestleMania, and it would lead to a Cliff face turn.
Yep.
And we had really good plans, but we ended up scrapping it. This was about a day or two. We ended up scrapping it a day or two before the actual IC title match.
Yeah, it was like a last minute kind of thing.
Yeah, because we felt that it wasn't the
right thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I felt that way, and I made that decision in the chat.
Yeah.
So I didn't speak to you about this decision at all. I just kind of made it.
And I wasn't worried about my undefeated streak at the time. I was like, I think it was actually my suggestion about doing the ladder match and having Cliff lose due to a screwy finish and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So the undefeated streak, I was undefeated, but that wasn't something that came into my mind like, oh, I don't want to lose that. It was more like, okay, that's a good opportunity to build something.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think there were any matches this year that were scripted. I mean, they were talked about it, like quite a few that even I don't think you knew about, but like they were talking about Drake Walker's return match. One that was scripted. Honestly, it was all Drake Walker's matches that were actually one was scripted. One was scripted. Drake Walker versus Ryan Seal. That match was scripted. The ending at least.
The mini and Cam match was scripted. And the title match itself was going to be scripted, but we ended up not doing that.
Yeah. Pretty much every Drake Walker match
for
this
Mini
year.
And the plan was for Mini and Cam because they're both going to be in the Insane to take out Caleb, and then Cam was going to put Mini over, and then Mini was going to face me for the title, and it was basically just a way for me to get the title back.
Right. Like pretty much all Drake Walker's matches from this year were going to be scripted, but only one of them really was scripted. And that was Drake Walker versus Ryan Seal. The whole idea was that Ryan Seal was going to be pushed, and he was going to get like kind of like the Roman Reigns treatment, I guess you could say. He's just gonna, it was gonna be like you're gonna get pushed, and I don't care what anybody else thinks, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But obviously, IC cut short this year, and he never really got the push. But he does have that win though over Drake Walker.
Yeah. So yeah, there's only one or two matches that was scripted. Let's talk about potential returns for 2K18.
Okay.
Now, I want to address the thing of Drake Walker returning.
Okay.
Drake Walker is retired.
Well, wait.
And
before you say anything, let me say this. In IC, in the chat, a certain someone by the name of Alan Rex was talking about wanting a match with Drake Walker and this and that and the other thing, talking trash and all these things. And just because he mentions Drake Walker does not mean it's going to happen. Alright, so as you were saying?
But like I was bringing up Drake Walker. Drake Walker is retired, and to be honest, if I was you, I would not bring him back, because not only would that almost kind of be a slap in the face to me, it would just make retirement.
Right.
Like if I never said that Cliff was retired. I just said that he was taking a break. So Cliff could very well return one day. What day that'll be, I have no idea, because like I said, right now I have absolutely no intention to bring Cliff back.
And you're not even signed with IC. You're not even on the current.
I know.
roster
Right now,
right
I'm literally not even on the roster as of this moment in time. Oh shit! Shoot him! Shoot him! Shoot him! Shoot him! Shoot the boss! Shoot the boss! Shoot the boss! Scorp. But yeah, as of right now, I'm literally not even a part of the IC roster.
Yeah, so any
some
talk
people
about,
may believe.
yeah, like some people think, oh, you're talking to this person, oh, he's coming back. Like I hate when people assume things that they don't know. Like yeah, it's but when did I stop talking to you since you left? You know what I mean? Like oh, he's in a party with him, he's coming back. He's in a party with Tenma, he's coming back. He's in a party with so he's coming back. Like I hate that.
Yeah, the thing is that if I were to come back, I do know who I have a good idea of who I'd be using.
Right.
And there have been talks between myself and Scorp about me coming back.
Yep.
But
but for those of you who just assume, no, Carnage is not on the roster. Are there ideas? Are there plans? There are talks.
As of August 22nd, 2017, I am not signed on the IC roster.
Exactly. So for all of you assumers out there, ask me first. If I tell you no, he's not on the roster, then don't assume that he is.
And just remember, I see all. I have my ways. But in all seriousness, I just love hearing people say, "Oh, he's coming back. He's gonna come back to feed his ego, or he's gonna come back to do this or do that, and he's gonna come back to Cliff so he can say that he buries people." I don't sit there and say that I bury people. I really don't. I mean, if you guys really want to know, I was intentionally booked against people that Scorp knew I would bury.
That was the sole purpose of the run.
Exactly.
And when people don't get that, they say, "Oh, why are you doing this to the talent? Why are you doing this? Blah blah blah." That's the only that was literally the plan from the start. And people don't understand. Like we plan this stuff out. We think these things through. And the whole idea for Cliff Barton was that I was going to hire people that he was going to destroy, and that was the purpose. And people don't understand that.
I don't know, I think the main thing with it is that people just saw it as you giving me an easy ride, but no, that was the purpose of Cliff. Like, and I love what this was. People literally said to me was, "Oh well, if you didn't have a super heavyweight, you wouldn't be anything in IC. That's why you chose Cliff." The fact of the matter is, I didn't even choose to use Cliff Barton.
Exactly.
He was not. What people need to realize
I
is
chose
that
it.
Cliff Barton, Cliff Barton was not even one of my main guys. He was a guy that I created that I forgot about. I had no intention of using him ever. He was like on the verge of deletion. Like, honest to God. And then Scorp and I made a few bets, and I lost, and that was the punishment. He chose who I used in IC up until WrestleMania. And the person he chose was Cliff Barton. Now, can I say that I'm glad that he chose Cliff Barton? Yes, I am, because now he's been built as the biggest and baddest motherfucker to ever step foot in an icy ring.
Yep. And I'm not saying this is all like because of me, but it wouldn't have happened if I didn't choose Cliff Barton.
Exactly. Do I think that I would have done as well as I did if I wasn't Cliff? I do. Honest to God, I really do, because anytime someone has said to me, oh, well, you know, if you weren't a super heavyweight, you wouldn't do stuff, I face them with every weight class. I've done the exact same thing. And when people bring up, oh, well, when you were Youngblood and the Insane, you lost. Well, newsflash, I wasn't him. And I was still whipping ass when my partner got pinned. So, the fact is, I've never had a one-on-one IC match with anyone but Cliff. So the fact that someone is going to sit there and tell me that, oh, you know, if you weren't a super heavyweight, you wouldn't have gone undefeated.
I'm not, I don't know, because yes, you have to know what you're doing no matter what weight class it is. I agree with that. I agree that you can be good with each weight class, but do I think it would have gone the same way? No. I think you would have done good. Like, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it would have gone how it did if you were a different weight class. I'm not saying that you're bad with other weight classes. That's, you know, you're good.
I don't think I would have. I don't think I would have rose to the title as fast as I did. But I feel like I still would have been undefeated. Obviously, I would have been booked against people that actually gave me a challenge. Not to throw shots at anybody. So it would have been harder to go undefeated. But I feel like in the grand scheme of things, I still would have been. Just because looking at the IC, looking at the roster and looking at who is on the roster, there are very few people that I can look at the roster and say that they would have beaten. Another thing was people were kind of wondering why I was brought back into the title picture. Like, I came back into the Elimination Chamber. Do you want to give your take on that?
Well, I mean, the idea wasn't that Cliff was necessarily going to win. My whole thing was I wanted to make each pay-per-view feel and look as good as I could make it. And adding a factor like Cliff Barton, like there's this huge dude that nobody else could beat in the past, and then you put him in this 6-man elimination chamber, and it was more of the entertainment factor than anything, because I want to see like what would happen if you throw this monster in there with 4 or 5 of the you know, deserving or, you know, whatever challengers in this title match. And of course Cam Doyle was the champion at the time, and the other challengers were Alan Rex, or no, not Alan Rex was in there. It was Trax was in there. Alex Wolf. Yeah, Tremaine Colton Smith was his name. Who else was in there? Abir Kenta.
Kenta, yeah.
and that's everybody. And
Trey, I think. No, not Trey.
no, that's everybody.
Yeah.
And then, but it ended up the servers on the game were terrible this year, terrible, and it ended up Cliff Barton just decimates 2 men at the beginning, which would be Colton Smith and Trax. He decimates them and looks stronger than ever, right? So the only way that honestly after that, I saw where the match was going. I had a feeling that Cliff was gonna take the title, honestly. But you know, I mean, I honestly I think now that is the best way it could have gone with the people that were there. But
And why is that?
because okay, in WWE, they'll do things like that, but they'll have that guy not win, and I hate that about WWE. They'll have, for example, what was it, last night or the night before SummerSlam? We just had SummerSlam WWE.
Strowman, yeah.
Strowman put Lesnar through 2 tables with Uranagis, and
With power slams.
yeah, I mean power slams, and Joe did like Uranagi, and I still think Joe should have won the title against Lesnar when that match happened, but that's a different story. But Strowman, he puts Lesnar through 2 tables. He
dominated that match.
He dominated the match. When you dominate a match, you're supposed to win it, and that's what I hate about WWE.
Exactly.
With these big men, they never let them win, but they'll have their spotlight in the match, and I hate that. Like, yes, it was cool to see like what he did in the match and everything, but he should have won, and that's why in IC anything can happen, and that's why IC is, you know, fun to watch and fun to see like what's going to happen with this match or what's going to happen with this, like who's actually going to come out on top, because anything can actually happen because it's not scripted most of the time.
Oh. Right.
Unlike WWE and TNA and, you know, actual like, you know, wrestling shows. But obviously Cliff Barton winning, I think that would have been that was the best possible option for that match, and it ended up Cliff Barton returns. He's in the chamber. He destroys 2 people, and then the match splits. If you don't know what splitting is, where you see one screen and other people see a different screen. It's like lag in the game, basically. Yeah. And that happened. Yeah, and that happened in the game, in the match. So I just quickly thought of an idea, and we put the Final 4 into a Fatal 4-Way. I believe it was Extreme Rules, and it was a great match. And this is where the whole thing with the best move of the year comes into play, because the ending of that match, Alex Wolf was standing tall in the ring, and here comes Cliff Barton, the big monster, and one punch is all it took. One single punch, one right hand to Alex Wolf, concussion. We never saw him again. Cliff Barton takes the title in the most dominant way that I think it could have gone.
What had happened is that Cliff had just taken out Kenta, and Ken Doyle and Alex Wolf were fighting on the other side. So Alex Wolf puts Ken Doyle outside the ring, doesn't see Cliff behind him. Cliff comes up and punches him, and then that was it.
Yeah.
Personally,
I mean, if you can win a world title with one punch, I mean, you know that you're powerful.
Yeah, in the overall vision of the whole thing, the fact that Cliff won, that I won, was probably the better result, because it just made sense.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where
this is not taking anything away from like the other competitors. Like Cam Doyle is great, you know, in his own way. Kenta could definitely be a future world champion, and Alex Wolf, myself. It was a good match. Yeah, it was a good match. Well, but back to what we were saying earlier about people that could return in 2K18. The only name we mentioned was Cliff Barton. And we didn't mention Drake Walker, but that was about the retirement stuff. But what about Alex
I mean,
Wolf?
there's a lot. Like, Alex Wolf could return, Youngblood could return to redeem his failed insane, maybe reform, who knows.
What about the Rising Suns?
They could return, that's true. There's so many people that aren't signed
Chase?
right now that could return. Chase, that's true. But
I mean,
in terms of
when you think of people that you want to see return, I think Cliff Barton and Drake Walker are like the top two that you would like to see. But
yeah,
but
just based on those names, yeah.
But I mean, Alex Wolf would be up there too because you want to see somebody that was injured like come back and have like a good run.
Well, I think the IC fans would like to see Cliff return. I don't think the IC roster would like to see Cliff return.
Well, of course. The SC roster wouldn't want to see Drake or Cliff.
Yeah. But so that happened.
What about Drake Walker's kids, his sons, Chris and Seth? Seth,
They
former
could
IC
return.
champion. Well, it would only be a return for Seth. Chris has never been in IC.
Yeah.
Seth, former IC champion, won his debut night, so he already has that going for him. You know.
True.
He already knows what it feels like to be a champion. Yes, he lost it right after, and we never saw him again. But you know, we already know his potential.
That's very true.
Michael Martinez.
Maybe, you never really know. Like there was a lot of backstage stuff that no one saw, no one heard in IC between myself, Scorp, DJ, Murda, everyone else. That, you know, a lot of people have misconceptions about. And the way I see it, if you weren't there, you have no right to talk about it. Like, is there any specific ones you can think of to where people say, oh, well, this happened, but, you know, the people that were involved actually know what was going on?
I would say... Let's talk about the formation of the Insane. What, like, how did that come to be? Like, how did you come to pick Can Doyle and Kenta? Like, what was your reason for choosing them over, say, like a Ghost or like a Drake Walker?
Well,
like, what were your reasons?
And it wasn't even a thing where I approached other people and they said no. What you gotta understand is, my vision was I wanted to form a four-man group, a four-man team, a faction that I would lead to, you know, have all the titles. And you gotta realize, I picked those four over everybody else. I didn't approach anyone else. Those were the only four I approached, and they all said yes.
Well, 3.
And yeah, 3. Sorry, I meant to say 3. There's 4 in total, including myself. Yeah, those were the 3 that I approached first. I didn't approach anyone else. I didn't approach Ghost. I didn't approach Scorp. And my reasonings were, I knew Murda had name value because he had just recently gone in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
I knew Cam was not really that happy with where he was and on the card, and I knew that he could do better. And like I said before, I wanted Trax to be like the Randy Orton. I wanted Trax to be the up-and-coming star. I wanted him, I would train him for him to get better, and he would be the star of the group. Like the unexpected gem, like diamond in the rough. That was my thought process behind it. So when I approached them about it, I made a group chat, and I said to them, I said, look, you guys are the 4 that I handpicked over everyone else to join this new faction I want to do. I said to them, I said, do you want to be in this new faction? And I laid out what it was going to be, and I laid out what we were going to do. And they all said yes. And they all gave reasons as to why. Because I asked them, I said, okay, well, why do you want to be in the Insane? And they all gave their specific reasonings. Trax, because he basically, the main reason as to why all three of them joined that they told me was because they could see me bringing their careers to the next level, bringing them to the main card.
Right.
Trax especially, because obviously you know the story with him.
Yeah.
He
and you, I'm not that you did bring him up in the card, but if he was to return today, I think that is without a doubt he could definitely be a mid carder.
Exactly. He's not the jobber that he once was, but
would he beat a ghost? No, but he would be better than he was.
Exactly. Like I said, these are all things that they said. This isn't stuff that I said. These are all things that came from their mouths that they said to me. Because they said to me, they said, like, you could bring our careers to the next level. And they all said to me, they really all said, thank you for, you know, choosing me. This is really cool, what you want to do, and let's do it. Because I laid out a plan. I said, okay, well, this is what's going to happen. We're going to be
it was basically like, it was basically like Sanity in IC.
Like a Sanity type of group where we will, you know, do things like cut eerie promos and attack people, and it'll be like you guys be like the Strowman, Rowan, and Harper to my Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
I'll be like the cult leader, and you guys be my sheep, my followers. And I never once said to them that you guys. It wasn't a thing where I said that you guys listen to me. Actually, well, I said to them, I said, like, if you want to succeed, you're gonna have to listen to me. I said to them, I said, if this is what you want, and this is where you want your career to go, you're gonna have to listen. And I said to them, I said, if you give me the chance, I'm going to make you all champions. And they all believe me. And that leads into when I wanted to bring Minnie in. And Cam was, and I told Cam, like, you gotta put Minnie over in this title match. You gotta basically let him beat you. And Cam was incredibly skeptical. I wasn't sure if he was gonna go along with it, but he said to me, he goes, you know what, if you think that this is gonna, and like I said, this is not in kayfabe terms, this is real, what they said to me. He said to me, he goes, you know what, if this is what you think is good, and you think that this will get us further, he said, I'm all in. I said to him, I said, you do this, and I will make you a champion. I will get you the IC title back. All you have to do, because what I was going to do, and I literally said to him, I said, my plan is to put the title back on me. Then, down the line, how long, maybe even a year down the line, if I'm still holding the title, you guys start to venture out on your own, you'll be elevated further by that time, and the four of us have a fatal four-way for the title.
Oh, that would've been cool.
Non-scripted, whoever wins.
That would've been cool.
That was my plan. I said, we'll stay together for a year or so, I'll hold on to the title, and then once you guys start to venture out on your own, it'll be a fatal four-way for the title. And my original plan was to put whoever over I saw fit at the time. It could have been Trax, it could have been Cam, it could have been Murda. I feel like out of everyone, it would not have been Murda because realistically, he didn't really need it, like Trax did or like Cam did.
Yeah. Trax really needed the most.
Murda, the way I saw it, I pictured Evolution, this whole thing. I was Triple H, Murda was Ric Flair, Cam was the Batista, and Trax was the Randy Orton. You had the upcoming star, you had, you know, the legend, the Hall of Famer, and then you had the guy that already established himself. And then you had the leader. So that was my plan for the Insane. It didn't go exactly like I hoped, just because I think Cam lost, or no, Cam won, Trax lost, and then myself and Murda lost. And I was gonna continue. Like, it wasn't like, okay, this is finished, like we failed. No, I was gonna continue. But obviously, backstage politics interfered with that, and that's what ended up happening. But that was my plan for the Insane, and that's what I wanted to do. Was I manipulating Minnie? Yes, I was. I was gonna bring him into the Insane, knowing full well, because I said to him, I said, would you do anything to be in the Insane? And he said, yes, I would do anything. I said, good, because once you get that title, that's going to be put to the test. So he said to me, he said, I'll do anything. So I never once told him what the plan was, because I was gonna bring him in the Insane only if he put the title up against me, because I knew I could win. And that was just me trying to get the title back so I could further the plan with the four of us, the four core members. And like I said, it was going to go on for a while, and once I had established those three guys as top contenders, once we had gone through championships and gotten tag championships and minor championships, we would break up, we'd have a fatal four-way, and I'd put over whoever needed to be put over at the time. That was it. That was the plan. And unless you can think of something else we need to discuss, I think we can just about wrap up the stream.
Yep. So thank you everybody that watched the stream and will watch the stream. Everything we said.
I've had like 4 solid viewers for the past hour and a half, so that's really cool. Thank you guys.
Yeah, I've had a few as well. And if there's any comments or anything else that anybody wants to make, just leave it down in the comments below on YouTube, and I'll definitely respond.
To any members of the IC roster or former members, if you're watching this and you actually watched the whole thing, then you really deserve to be an IC, because that shows that you actually want to take the time to know the backstage stuff. And if you, like I said, if you made it this far and you've watched the entire stream, then what I want you to do is I want you to message me or Scorp personally, saying that, just saying I deserve to be here. And that way we'll know that you actually watched the whole thing to the end. And trust me, that'll go a long way in the league. If you actually watch the whole thing to the end, to hear about what happened backstage, to hear the true stories of everything, to hear all of the unknown knowledge that is now public.
And special thanks to Sean for sticking around for so long, and everybody else that's been in here. This about wraps it up. So thank you guys for viewing. Leave any comments down below, any ideas for IC. Message me on PSN at Scorp_102. Message Unbreakable at Unbreakable King with an 1, not an I. And that's it. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. To my viewers, thank you very much. Appreciate you guys. There will probably be an update coming about my